Hello everyone, Matthew Southgate here with another PROFINET quick video. This one's to do with configuring your devices and making sure that you can clear any existing programs that are already on your PLC. So we'll quickly start. My IP address has already been set, 192.168.1.250. You can see this in PROFINET. And I've also changed the name of my engineering station to be a little bit more memorable. So now Planet PROFINET is connected to a Siemens S7 PLC, as we can see here, all beautifully configured. Okay, what I'm going to do now is create a quick project using Simatic Manager to configure this device and toggle some I/O. Okay, start a new project, and we call this erase existing blocks. So the first step is to add a new hardware, which is 300 series CPU. Going into hardware, we will, first things first, install the rack that everything fits on within the project. Double click there, double left click. Then we add the power supply. Let's extend that a little. And I'll drag myself across here because we have the 307 power supply, 5 amp, but there are different 307 5 amps. Now I'll explain the difference, and you'll see this in the bottom area here. Here we have the standard version, the outdoor version. We're going to use this version, so double click. Next up is the CPU, and that is this one here. Okay, dragging this out of the way for the moment. Now, ensure that the IP address of the CPU is in the same subnet. And make sure to install the interface, because without the interface you cannot connect to it. Okay. There we have it. What we also have is this block here. Now this block is a Siemens simulation unit which doesn't have a GSD file. Okay. The reason it doesn't have a GSD file is that it has no device drivers. Now this is known, and on the Siemens website it is suggested that depending on how the rotary switch in the middle of the simulation model is set, the module that you want set, it's effectively to match the physical I/O to match the simulation model. So from that, 323, enter, and here we have three different I/O options for 8 digital in, 8 digital out. Now these are seen as the standard SIP Plus version, the outdoor version, and the extended environment version. We're going to install this version at the top. Okay, drag and drop this one. There we go. Okay, you'll notice, and I'll drag this back across, in your project that up until this point we still only have hardware visible. Okay, to get the CPU into the processor we need to save and compile. Then we need to download it onto the PLC. And this is the target module. You'll search for it on the network. And find it. And we click OK. And then what happens is, to program effect properly, the module is stopped, programming occurs, and then the software asks us if we'd like to restart. Yes, we do. So currently we have a working system. Do remember that if you're in the run position, that's the only time your program will run. So going back to here, the CPU is now visible. And we can go into the programs and blocks. So there's an OB1 in here. Double click on this, opens it up, and this will open up the coding environment. Okay, so this is for OB1. Now I'm going to view ladder logic, and I'm going to put in a simple piece of programming. So we have an input and an output. Okay, now going back to programming, our input address range for the simulator is 0 for the inputs, and also 0 for the outputs. Remember, these are two separate output ranges, so we know what we're referring to. So input 0.7, that would be the lowest switch, and we'll go output Q, output is Q, 0.1. Okay, and then we download that to the system. The OB1 already exists. Yes, we want to overwrite it. Okay, and then we toggle the switch. Ooh. Okay, you might see this in your programs. What's happening here is that we have this input interacting with another program within the PLC. How we delete this, or we rectify this so it's in an unknown state, is we go online within here, not here, here. So currently we are in offline mode. This shows all of the blocks that are programmed into the PLC in this project. To go online is this icon. Okay. Now, these are lots of the blocks that are already in the PLC. So OB1, OB32, OB85, OB86, and these firmware SF blocks. These SF blocks are built into the PLC, and you cannot actually delete them. But we'll select all of the blocks
Press delete. OK. Press yes. Remember, the system function blocks cannot be deleted online. Yes. You will see that the standard function blocks have vanished. And operating the switch, does nothing. Let's go back into offline mode and re-upload our OB1. I can click this button after OB1 is selected. OB1 has now been re-uploaded. The existing program in a function block, without having to go through each one, has been deleted. Okay. That concludes the video of how to create a project, load it in, and remove any existing organisation blocks from the PLC memory.